Hi, Filter here. Yeah, if I sound funny, it's because I've come down with a cold. Another one. Hope it ain't the flu. Uh, I just have to say this. The comic industry, as we see it today, is dead man walking. You come to the conclusion because the people who are at Marvel and now they're infiltrating DC, they have no problem with selling less than 5,000 books only because they want to get whatever political agenda out. I guess I'm going to have to backtrack on a few things I've said before because I thought at some point, the higher ups that run Marvel and DC would put the kibosh on people that do this garbage. Then I realized something a little, something painfully obvious. The very people who are writing these stories and giving us the bad artwork are pretty much the same people that run the studios, Disney, Warner Brothers. They have the political agenda. It's there. It's not going to go away. From Diversity in Comics, as he points out, it's this small band of people whom we all dismissed 7, 8 years ago when they were taking up these useless degrees and they were marching, doing all types of other stuff, and waiting for the communist revolution. We ignored them. In some cases, we laugh at them. But then they got a little bit of power, and boy, did they run with it. This is why comics is in the state that it is today. This is why they'd rather run things into the ground and then turn around and say, well, you're not buying it because you don't want girls in your hobby, or you don't like trans people, or you don't like gay people. This is the excuse they're going to use for the slumping sales. On a side note, I have to say this. Also, hearing about Rob Liefeld siding with Daryl Ayo, and I gotta do it this way, and I gotta say this. This is something I gotta tell you, Rob Liefeld. This is directed towards you. If you should, in the least likely chance you see this video and you hear this, I'm gonna tell you something. Rob, you were our hero. Now, bear with me on this. Right? A lot of people rag you on your artwork and all this stuff, your anatomy and stuff like that. But hear me out on this. We saw your artwork early on when you were doing stuff for DC, which was cool. Hawk and Dove, yeah. Then, back in, what was it, 90, 91? We saw you in that Levi's commercial, or Lee's commercial that Spike Lee was doing. We saw you. We saw not some 40, 50-year-old guy, some 60-year-old guy drawing. We saw a guy in his early 20s drawing comic books. And I can tell you, from that point on, and this goes up to at least 1993, because I was at the Comic Fest in Philadelphia in 1993. I remember you, rather, not you, but dozens of young guys. Some of them weren't even 20. There were teenagers out there with their story ideas that they wanted to pitch and hawk out there. There was even a sort of Ninja Turtles, and I wouldn't say spoof, but it was cybernetic frogs. The Ninja frogs. I thought, well, karate frogs, something like that. It was interesting. It was these young guys. I'm standing there thinking to myself, the imagination from these young guys. And they're doing it. You see, before you, Rob Liefeld, whenever they talked about comic books, they'd spend, like, I remember when they would talk about Crisis on Infinite Earths, they would spend 30-second soundbite talking to the writer, and then spend close to 2 minutes talking to some jackass at a comic book store that nobody knows. But like I said, we saw you. You inspired us because we thought we could do that too at an early age. Maybe we didn't have to go to school. Maybe we take a couple of courses, but we didn't have to spend 4 years in a college to get there. Now you're going to throw that goodwill away to defend a guy who has been serial harassing Ethan Van Sciver. And it's disgusting. Rob, come back to the fold. I know that Marvel and DC is run by this small cabal of individuals who started these little indie books that are radical left. But you know what? Eventually, those little books, those little tiny far left companies, they're not going to last that long. There's not going to be enough support for those books. And eventually, something like Marvel and DC may have to change hands. But I fear it's going to be too late. And, like I said, the reason is very simple. They'd rather burn it to the ground where people are just going to say it's a loss and just close up shop. And then these characters will become part of the public domain. Until somebody, somewhere, will have the testicular fortitude to basically pick it up again. That let me go this way. The comic industry just might die within the next 5 to 10 years. And then afterwards, it'll be another 30 before somebody figures out what to do with those little characters. Like I said, right now the industry is dead man walking. We got horrible writers. We got less than stellar artists. And the excuse is always going to be some ridiculous statement about how we're against marginalized people. And I'm getting to really hate that word, marginalized. I am not marginalized. Stop using me as some defense for your garbage. I am not marginalized. There's some guy out there, some gay man out there. He's not marginalized. There's a gay woman. She's not marginalized. There's a black woman there. There's an Asian man there. We're not marginalized. We are only marginalized in your head. And because of that, you've been destroying an industry for the past 5 years, and you won't stop. And you have no sense of self-awareness to make it even just maybe think, maybe we're going about this the wrong way. Nobody told you as kids to stop. Well, right now, I just thought I'd put in my 2 cents on this one. I get a little worked up sometimes, and the last thing I need is my blood pressure shooting to the roof. So, like I said, the industry is a dead man walking. Less and less people are buying, and more of these people are infiltrating various aspects of this industry. It's only a matter of time before they invade DC Comics. Unless somebody somewhere stops them. And basically says, hey, look, I've seen your work. Your work doesn't sell. We don't want you. That's all that needs to be done. I mean, we all had hope for C.B. Cebulski taking over Marvel, but I'm sorry, even at this point in time, unless, I mean, there needs to be some people fired, not taken off books and then allowed to wander off to other venues. No, they need to be fired, and new blood needs to be hired. Well, that's just my 2 cents. Well, actually 7 cents. Well, no, 12 cents. 12, yeah, 12 cents. 10 cents. Filter. Rate this video if you like it. Subscribe to this channel. Leave a comment below. And until then, y'all take care now. Yahya.